Welcome, beloved. Today we step back from my usual channelings of planetary energetic shifts and collective energy updates and come back to you. Come back to the internal truth compass you have within you every moment of every day. It's time to focus on tuning in and awakening your intuition for higher guidance so you can navigate these times better with this gift and sixth sense you were born with. So in this moment, right here, right now, I offer you this invitation, not to learn something new, but to remember something ancient. You are not separate from guidance. You were born with this compass inside you, a knowing, a whisper, a light that flickers gently beneath thought. This is your intuition, and this is your return to it. In this space, we will awaken your inner compass, decode the subtle signals, and honor the sacred clarity that lives in your body, your breath, and your vessel. Chapter 1. What is intuition? There is a voice within you, not the one that shouts with fear, not the one that loops old stories, but the one that knows quietly, the one that speaks beneath sound. This is your intuition, your inner compass, the sacred whisper of your soul. The definition of intuition is the ability to understand something immediately, without the need for conscious reasoning, or an ability to understand or know something immediately based on your feelings rather than facts. Intuition is not the mind. It does not argue. It does not justify. It does not arrive with spreadsheets and data. It simply knows. Intuition is your sixth sense, a soul signal beneath the surface, where logic speaks loudly, but intuition whispers. Have you ever paused before a decision and felt something wordless pulling you a certain way? A quiet yes, a sharp number. That was intuition. In a world trained to worship logic, we've forgotten to listen to the invisible. To tune into your intuition is to come home, not to your thoughts, but to your essence. Not to logic, but to light. Not to noise, but to knowing. You do not need to earn this voice. You were born with it. You simply must remember how to hear it. And that remembering begins in stillness. Your intuition is not a mystery. It is not reserved for the gifted or the few. It is the language of your soul, spoken in feelings, symbols, and sensations. You begin to hear it when you slow down, when you stop searching outside, and start listening inside. Sit with yourself in silence. Place your hand on your chest. Notice the rhythm of your breath, the rise, the fall. This is how your body speaks. This is where your intuition begins to stir. It speaks not in words, but in gentle nudges. A sudden knowing, a pause before saying yes, a whisper when something feels off. Your body is a tuning fork, your nervous system a radar. And when you're aligned, you receive messages clearly. Chapter 2. How to align. Have you ever felt a sudden urge to call someone, only to find they needed to hear from you? Have you walked away from a situation you couldn't explain, only to later discover you were protected? These are not coincidences. These are confirmations. Every time you honor your inner guidance, you strengthen your ability to hear it. Every time you act on it, you open a deeper channel. Start with small choices. Choose what nourishes you. Say yes only when your body says yes. Say no without explanation when something feels off. Over time, the voice becomes clearer. The path becomes smoother, and your life begins to align in ways you never could have orchestrated from logic alone. To hear your intuition more clearly, you must make space for it. Meditation is one doorway. Journaling is another. Spending time in nature, barefoot, unplugged, creates a reconnection. Every quiet moment, every pause between tasks, every walk without distraction is an invitation to hear your higher self. You may receive messages as visions, symbols, or emotions. Sometimes your intuition shows up as a gut feeling, a tightness, a chill, or a deep inhale you didn't expect. Sometimes it arrives through dreams. Sometimes through synchronicities, the right words, the right song, the right timing. And sometimes it is simply a sense of knowing. You don't know why you know, you just do. This knowing is sacred. It is the language of your soul. Stillness is the amplifier. Your intuition cannot compete with chaos. So sit, breathe, ask. Then, listen. Begin with simple practices. 5 minutes of silence a day. Journaling the first thought that arises. Walking in nature without headphones. These are not just rituals, they are portals. In the quiet, your inner voice becomes clear. And over time, it begins to speak louder than fear. Chapter 3: Intuition versus Fear or Ego. It's important to understand the difference. Fear is loud, urgent, dramatic. It feels like a storm. Whereas intuition is subtle, calm, grounded. It feels like truth. Fear pushes, intuition pulls. Fear clings, intuition releases. Fear demands proof, intuition just is. You may feel them both, and that's okay. But over time, with trust, you will begin to know which is which. Fear speaks first, vast, loud, urgent. Ego justifies. But intuition, it doesn't panic. It arrives peacefully, even when the message is uncomfortable. Intuition feels grounded. Ego feels like it's trying to convince you. Ask yourself, does this feel expansive or restrictive? Is this voice loving or judging? That is how you begin to tell the difference. Trust the one that leads you to peace, even if it challenges you. Chapter 4: The Whispers of Knowing. Sometimes your intuition speaks through emotional whispers. A hollow ache in the chest, a vague feeling of disconnection, irritability you can't explain. These are not inconveniences. These are messages. And when you ignore them, the body will amplify. You may get sick. You may lose your balance. You may experience a breakdown that is really a breakthrough in disguise. Honor your body's wisdom. If you are tired, rest. If you are overstimulated, retreat. If you feel off, do not override that feeling. It is your guidance system flashing a light. Intuition doesn't scream. It arrives in soft forms. A gut feeling, a chill down your spine, a dream that lingers. Synchronicities, repeating numbers, a song at the exact moment you need it. These are the languages of your inner guide. Pay attention to what repeats. Pay attention to what feels like a gentle tug inward. Intuition is subtle, but it never leaves. Chapter 5: Closing Transmission. The more you follow your inner compass, the clearer it becomes. Intuition rewards trust. Start small. Choose what feels right, not what looks right. Say no without guilt. Say yes even when you're scared, if your body says yes. This is not just listening to your gut. This is living as a soul. You were born with this wisdom. You're only now remembering. Intuition is not just practical, it is divine. It is your soul's voice, your higher self's nudge. your connection to Source. When you follow it, you don't just avoid missteps, you walk in harmony. You begin to move with sacred timing. You begin to live from a deeper current. You are not meant to force your life into shape. You are meant to feel your way into alignment. Intuition is the bridge. You are never without guidance. You are never disconnected. You are simply learning to listen again. So now, take a breath, feel into your center, and ask, what is my intuition saying to me right now? You may not hear words, but you will feel truth, and that is more than enough. Trust that the next time something feels off, it matters. And the next time something feels sacred, follow it. You are not crazy. You are upgrading. You are not lost. You are remembering. You are not broken. You are becoming whole. And your intuition is the hand leading you home. Beloved, your intuition is not a mystery. It is a reunion. It is the soft voice you've always known, but forgotten how to trust. As you step back into your day, ask yourself, what would my soul choose right now? And listen for the answer, because your inner compass is already pointing you home. So, dear one, you are not alone on this path, and your inner knowing is more alive than ever. If this transmission stirred something within you, I invite you to return to it as often as needed. Trust your timing. Trust your light. Until we meet again, I see you. I honor you. I walk with you. If this message resonated, share it with someone who may need this reminder. Subscribe to join these soul-guided journeys, and if you feel called, leave a comment below. I'd love to hear how your intuition speaks to you.